Hey guys, uh, welcome back to our message. Last week we talked about Job and how even though he lost everything, um, he was still able to worship the Lord. And we talked about how we should be worshiping in the hard times. Well, tonight we're going to talk about a teenage girl who who was brave and saved a bunch of people, her own people. And that is Esther. No, I'm just going to summarize. I'm not going to be reading straight from the Bible. I'm just going to kind of summarize it. If you want to get more of a story, I encourage you to read uh, the book of Esther to get a little bit more of the story. But this is more just a summary to kind of for us to save time and get through her story this evening. So um, we're going to go ahead and get started. So Esther was a young, beautiful Jewish girl, and she was living with her uncle Mordecai in a strange land. And in this land, um, Jews weren't necessarily like high up. The king wasn't a Jew himself. He did not worship God. Um, so the the king decided he wanted a new queen, and so he had a beauty pageant to find the queen. And all the beautiful ladies from the country showed up to this beauty pageant. But Esther was the one he wanted. But Esther had a secret. The king didn't know that Esther was Jewish. Meanwhile, there was a important dude high up in the king's command named Haman, and Haman had an evil plot because he wanted all the Jews killed in the land. Mordecai found this out and was distraught over it, as that meant him that he would be killed and his entire family, and it should mean Esther as well. Um, so he takes it to Esther and tells Esther that she needs to go talk to the king about this. But this is where Esther becomes brave. So in those times, you couldn't just go and talk to the king, not even the queen. She had to get called on to go talk to the king. Um, if not, you could get killed. If you went in without being invited, you could be put to death. Um, so she took a huge risk knowing that the king really liked her. So she went in, and the king told her that she could have whatever she wanted. Um, so Esther, Esther came up with this great plan to this amazing plan to reveal Haman's evil plot to the king. Long story short, um, if you want to read the long thing, go ahead and, like I said, feel free to read in and see what um, because what happens gets really bad for Haman. In the end, the king saves Esther and her people. Think about it. So this story could have ended if Esther had not listened to her uncle Mordecai. Words to her. Esther was living a good life. She was the queen, living safe, and the king adored her. He had no clue who she really was, and honestly, Esther knew that when she went to the king, he had every right to kill her according to the law. Think about it. She felt putting on her royal robes and walking into what could have been her death. Maybe you are facing a king. Maybe you aren't facing a king who will kill you if you ended uninvited. But each of us, at some point in our lives, face these moments where we have to make a choice. Who am I? Am I going to do the right thing? Or am I going to do the easy thing? The king didn't know Esther was Jewish. She could have just sat in the castle, lived a great life, not said a word, watched a lot of other people die. But she would have been fine. This order wasn't going to, because no one knew she was a Jew. Am I going to do what is best for me, even though it hurts those I love? What about if no one ever knows any different? The story of Esther shows that even through, even though God is never mentioned in this book, I believe is the only book in the Bible where God is never mentioned. Even though God is never mentioned in this book, there are many coincidences in this book that is clear without saying it that God is at work behind the scenes helping Esther. Think about your life right now, your friends, your family, situations in your life right now. Some of you have some pretty tough situations. You are in, and maybe no one but you knows. God knows. He is saying that maybe you are here in this moment at this time with these people to let God work behind the scenes for you. What it requires for you to be what it requires for you to be brave, honest, and to take these steps that only you can take. Maybe you have a friend that you are aware are going down the bad path. It would be simple just to stay silent, right? Maybe God has put you right in their path to speak truth to them and to go to them like Esther went to the king. She took a chance saying something that might have made them angry. Or maybe you're on a team or in a group, which is the easiest way to blend in with the crowd. But you see things are happening that shouldn't be happening. You see people being hurt who don't deserve. Be like Esther and do the right thing. You are right where you need to be, right for this time. So we're going to go ahead and pray and end this out. So, dear God, I just pray for whoever's watching this video that you put a situation in their minds, that you've put them into the place that they're at for them to be brave, and give them the bravery and the strength to go and talk to that person or to stand up. Maybe tell someone that they're doing something wrong, that they need some accountability, Lord. I just pray all these things in your name. Amen. Alright, guys. Hope to see you guys next week. We have been having church in the sanctuary. Again, we're still going to stay online for youth group. But if you would like to bring your family to church, the Heights Church is open on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. We have a few guidelines that is posted on our band account, and it's been sent out to your parents if I have their email. If your parents haven't been getting my email, please give me you can contact with me and give me an email that would work best for them so I can be in contact. And if you haven't joined our band account, we would love for you to do that. That is in our Instagram bio. See you guys next week.